We're speaking to Braen Migogo, the CEO of the Diamond Council of South Africa. Braen, thanks very much for coming into the studio. What is our competitive edge?
We have been in this industry for as long as this industry has been around. And the fact that we are a producing country, that has actually allowed us to collaborate very closely, maybe not as effectively as we should have done with the producers. But the reality is, I think there's room for us to collaborate more closely with producers. I mean, if you look at other countries like Botswana, they are producers, but I think they are fairly new in the game of beneficiation. They're fairly new in the game of trading, be it in polished and draft. We need to revisit whether or not we have optimized exploiting the advantage that we have. As we speak right now, we have engaged government and all other key stakeholders, including the DTI, National Treasury, the new DMR, Mintech, the private bankers, and everybody else you can think of in exploring the possibilities of using the Jewel City or positioning the Jewel City as a free trade zone. Why are we making reference to a hybrid IDZ? We are looking at possibilities of looking at what else we could jointly define for the industry that would go beyond just VAT. Because if you look at the likes of Israel, the likes of Belgium, the likes of China, the likes of India, their tax systems, I think, are softer for the industry compared to us.
What could you give as a quid pro quo? The government says, okay, we're exempting you from VAT, we're exempting you from customs, we're exempting you from other situations in a typical hybrid IDZ. What are you going to give back to the country?
I think what we can guarantee is that we will grow the industry. If you look at the current tight situation in terms of the American market and other markets, logically, by virtue of the fact that we carry the costs that we carry from a fiscal standpoint, it means that our pricing is not competitive. So if government can work with us to relieve us of this obligation, what we can guarantee as an industry is that we will competently produce a product that will be priced more competitively globally.
And why should the government do that for the diamond industry? Why not for every industry? Everybody say, well, we should be VAT exempt, we can be more competitive. Is there going to be a sunset clause? When you get on your feet, do you say, okay, we don't want these anymore? And will there be a specific deadline for that?
I think it's a bit early to say this is what maybe government should consider a sunset clause for VAT, etc. Our ideal situation is to have a VAT-free industry indefinitely. We are a global industry or global-oriented industry. So if the rest of the players globally are enjoying a position that we are not enjoying, so we're starting off from a position of disadvantage. Government is launching a beneficiation strategy. For that beneficiation strategy to fly, amongst other things, the fiscal obligations will need to be looked at quite closely.